So what is difference between these? We will see. So these are all very important topics for interviews. You will face these questions every regular JavaScript interview. So you need to know what is difference between these three. Let's see. What is difference between var, let, and constant? First important is actually var. It defines a function scope variable. It defines a function scope variable. Function scope variable means you can declare, that means you can access from any location in function. You can access from any location in function. Better you say you can access from any location, means any block in function. That means you can declare in any block and can access from any another block. So that is actually function scope means. That means you see here function scope, how it works. Yeah. So generally, suppose I am writing a function f1. In this we declared var x and assigned x as 10. We are writing a block. If x equal to 10, this is called block. In that block I declared y and I am assigning value. That means it is initialization. So, and in this function is one block. In that we have a if block where the curly brace starts and ends, that is considered as a block. Now y is declared inside this block. Now I am trying to access here document.write x equal to whatever plus x. In the next line br plus y equal to whatever present in y. Now y is not declared inside this function block. It is declared in an inner block. Now the question is it accessible outside? If you declared y with var, it is accessible anywhere in the function. That means you can declare anywhere in the function and access from anywhere. So if you use var for declaration, that means it can be accessed outside the block also. Outside the block from any another block, but it should be in the same function. So you can access anywhere in the function, in any block in the function. Now you can see I call this function f1, then it will execute that and returns. It will execute and returns. So it is returning that result here. So we are accessing from any block. Function scope means you can declare in any block, you can access from any block. And very important, var supports declaring, assigning, and initialization. All three things are supported. That means you see here x, this is what? Declaring. X equal to 10, this is what? Assigning. X, y equal to 20, this is initialization. All three are supported. It supports declaring, assigning, and initializing. Everything is supported. It supports all the three things. Another important, it supports where supports shadowing. It supports shadowing. Actually, shadowing is a technique. Shadowing is a technique where you can redeclare the same name identifier. Redeclare the same name identifier. We call it as shadowing. For example, you see here, suppose here where y equal to 20. Suppose y equal to 30. What does this means? We are assigning. Assigning, na? Is it possible to assign after initialization? Yes. Already we discussed yesterday. We can initialize, we can assign, we can declare. Initialize it to how much? 20. After that, we are assigning 30. It's okay. It will accept that and it uses it. That means it is going to take that y equal to 30. So I can reassign y equal to 40. Can I do this? You can do this any number of times. You can reassign. The point about shadowing is, so we are redeclaring y again to 50. Declaring or assigning. Again, I am using var y. This is not assigning. This is not even initialization. Already it is initialized. We are redeclaring again. Reinitialization. That means already there is y. Why you are declaring again y? This is called shadowing. Shadowing means we can redeclare again same name variable in that scope. It is possible. Generally we do this because sometimes we don't want the previous value to continue. If we don't want the previous value to continue, then what we do is we will reset and redefine the variable again. Then we can redeclare again. This is not possible in many languages. In many languages, it is invalid. Here also in JavaScript also it is invalid, but not for var. Var allows shadowing. This is called shadowing. Shadowing is redeclaring the same name identifier again. You can see it is working fine. There is no problem in that. That is called shadowing. Shadowing allows you to redeclare. Already I told you, you will understand why to redeclare again in different situations later. Initially, you just have to know that it supports shadowing. And what is shadowing? Shadowing means same name identifier is again declared or again initialized. Already it is declared, but again you are declaring it. That is called shadowing. And where supports it? Where supports shadowing? Another important, where supports it supports hoisting also. Hoisting, it supports hoisting. It is called hoisting, it supports hoisting. What is meant by hoisting? Generally, what is the concept of hoisting? For example, it's a general concept actually. Suppose you know flag hoisting, right? So a flag is hoisted. What is the purpose of hoisting a flag? what is the purpose of hoisting a flag? Am I asking silly question? What is the meaning of flag hoisting? We hoist a flag on Red Fort, right? We hoist a flag everywhere. What is the meaning of hoisting the flag? What is the concept of hoisting a flag? Huh? Very silly question, eh? But you don't know that silly question also you don't know. Huh? Right? Actually, what is the meaning of hoisting? The meaning of hoisting is very simple point actually. Suppose we have a group of people here, right? We have a group of people. Now they have to reach some location, some mountains. This is nearly some 2 kilometers distance is there some. Now out of this group, one or two people started. They went here and they hoist a flag here. The meaning of the hoisting is to tell others that we are here. The meaning of flag hoisting is that we are here. We are here. That is the meaning. That means why anybody hoists a flag on Everest? To tell that they are here. They hoist a flag on moon. That means we are here. The meaning is we are here. That is the meaning of flag hoisting. Right? It indicates that they are there at the location. That means to tell the people that it is here. Right? The point here is technically when we are dealing with variables also same concept. Suppose see here, actually I am using use strict. Now I defined x equal to 10. Document dot write x equal to the value of x. Is it valid? Is it valid? Not valid. Why? It is in strict mode. In strict mode, variables need to be declared, na? Variable need to be declared. So we are not declaring, so it's not valid. So that means it says that it is, so it is, yeah. It says that x is not defined. That means compiler is unable to find x. Now what we are doing here we are declaring x here. That means this is called hoisting. Hoisting. We are declaring here, but actually we are using before it. Before declaring we are using. Now compiler will come and it will verify that you are using x and there is no x declared and you are using x. But what is advantage is this var, that var what it will do is it will hoist your x. Understood? That means it will hoist your x. It will hoist this x. This x is hoisted. The x is hoisted by this compiler. Then var will hoist your x. Then compiler will find it anywhere it is. It will find it and it will first use it. After that, it will come here. That means it doesn't matter where you declare now. Actually, in other programming languages, it is not supported. That means in other programming languages, you have to first declare and then use. Here we are using and then declaring somewhere. It's okay, no problem. Where will hoist your X? When it hoists the X, compiler will find from anywhere. That means even it starts from first line, it will automatically can see X because it is hoisted. That means it is valid. It supports it. It's working fine. That is called hoisting. That means you can declare anywhere. It's not necessary that you have to declare and use. You can declare at any location. It's not necessary that you have to declare and use. That's what the concept of hoisting. Hoisting means, so here the point is you can declare after using. Actually, the declaration can be after the using, after the assignment. It is not supported every time. It is supported only for var. Right. These are the points about var. So in JavaScript, var, it is function scope. Function scope means you can declare in any function and can access from any block inside the function. Inside the function, you can access anywhere. That is function scope. It supports declaring, assigning, and initializing. It supports shadowing and it supports hoisting. Shadowing means redeclaring the variable again in the same name, again redeclaring. And hoisting means declaring at any location, before using, after using. After using also you can declare a variable, that is var. The next one, let. Let, it defines block scope variable. Block scope variable. It defines block scope variable. Block scope variable means it is accessible to inner blocks, to the same block and its inner blocks. It is accessible to the same block and its inner blocks. So it is not accessible to outer block. It is not accessible to the outer blocks. That is block scope variable. So another important, it will support all the three things. That means it will support declaring, it will support assigning, it will support initialization. All three are okay, fine. But it will not support shadowing. It will not support shadowing. It will not support hoisting. It will not support hoisting. So it is little bit restricted than var. So it will not support shadowing. It will not support hoisting. Rest of other things same, but scope is also important. Suppose see now, I am defining here. I am creating here function var letx. It is declaring x equal to 10, it is assigning. If x equal to 10, then here we are defining let y equal to 20, it is initializing. And document dot write, I am accessing x and I am accessing y. Y is equal to the value of y. X and y. Now very important, this y will not work now. It will not work. Why? Because y is declared in a block and you used let as keyword, then it will be only inside this block. X is declared outside that block. but here you are accessing in the same block here. For example, see now, it says that y is not accessible. So why? Because y is outside, you are trying, it is not accessible. Now I will remove this and I will keep it inside the block. Now is x accessible? X is not declared in the block. Is x accessible? See the definition. Is x accessible? What the definition says. And it's inner blocks. Now is it accessible? Because it is outer, na? It is inner block, it is accessible. Inner block contents are not accessible to outer, but outer blocks are accessible to inner. It is accessible. That means now y and x working fine. It will not allow LET again. Suppose assigning y equal to 30, it's okay. Assignment is allowed, declaration allowed. But if I declared LET y is equal to some 40, it's not allowed now. It will show the message, right? So cannot redeclare. Not only here, in the output also it will show that. So identifier already declared. Suppose even if you use var for it, it will not allow. Why? Because it is showing okay, right? But when I refresh here, it says identifier already declared. That means you cannot use that word again if it is already used by somebody, right? Only one can be there. You declare with anything, the name is important for it. That means by that name there cannot be anything else. That means shadowing is not supported. Shadowing is not supported, right? So shadowing is not working for this. So it is working fine. So I will copy this. Okay, shadowing is not working. Hoisting also will not work. You see here, I will define use strict. And I said x equal to 10. Document dot write x equal to plus x. We are trying to use the value of x. It's not there. I am trying to declare with let x. It is not supported. It says cannot access before initialization. You cannot access before initialization. That means not possible. Hoisting not supported. If it is var, it supports. If it is var, it supports, no problem. But let will not support. So let is mode restricted when compared to var. If you want variables with good access, complete access over function, then you use var. You want variables to not to access outside the blocks, then use let. But let will allow to reassign the values. If you don't want that also, then you can go with const. The another option, const. Const, it is also block scope. Same like variable let, it is same like let, it is also block scope. But very important is const will not allow declaring and assigning. It will not allow. It will allow only initialization. Only initialization. It will not allow anything else. No assignment, no declaring. Only initialization. Var and let will allow declaring and assignment. And it will not allow shadowing and hoisting. It is more restricted than let and var. It is more restricted than let and var. For example, see here now. I am defining, so here, so const x and x equal to 10. Document dot write x equal to plus x. I am defining like this. And you can see it is not working. That means it says that missing initialization in constant. Missing initialization in constant. Missing initialization in the constant. That means you cannot declare. No declaration, only initialization. Only initialization. That means I defined like this. So x equal to 10. You know what is meant by initialization. Now after that, x equal to 20. Is it valid? Is it valid? What it is? Second line. Assigning. Const supports assigning? No, then it is invalid. It will not support. Only initialization. Only initialization. It will not allow to assign. If I try to assign, then it will show a message, assignment not supported. Assignment to variable is not supported. So that's the point. What is assignment? What is initialization? And what is declaration? Now here many people have confusion because you cannot assign. Many people think that it is read only. Read only means you cannot modify. It's not read only. If you say const means constant, you cannot change the value, then you are wrong. So then immediately in interview, the question will be asked to you, then what is read only? What is difference between read only and constant then? You have an read only attribute also. Then what is difference between read only and constant? Constant is not about assignment. Means constant is not about changing value. Constant is about initializing memory. That means constant indicates that at the time of allocating memory, it needs a value. Without value, it cannot start. Variables var let can start without value. They can start without value and take value later. But constant indicates that before starting, it must have value. And once it takes the value, it cannot allow to take any another value. It will not allow to reassign. So that is the reason many times people feel like it is read only. It is not read only. It changes. So X can change, but when it will change, before it starts, it can change. Once it is started, it cannot change because you cannot assign. If anybody says that you cannot change a constant, I will show you the proof that we can change the constant. Suppose, see now, I am using a prompt, enter number. Am I right? Now what happens here? It asks enter number, then 4. It is 4. And I am using that here, enter 6. Then it is taking 6. It is changing, na? It is changing. And you said it cannot be changed. It can change. It can change. Only the point is it will not allow to assign. When it will change every time before the application starts. Before the application starts, it will ask a value. You give that value and it will fix that value. And it will use the same value up to the end. Can it change the value? Yes, it can change the value again when it starts. After starting, you cannot change the value. Var and let can change the value after starting. Var and let can change values after starting. That is the difference between var, let and const. Right? And it will not allow shadowing, nothing. Because how possible, not possible shadowing. For example, see, I said use strict and here I cannot use x equal to 10 document dot write, so x equal to plus x. Obviously not possible because const will not allow declaring, will not allow declaring. So it is not possible. I initialized here and I am printing here. So it is not possible. Even you initialize, it is not possible. So that is the problem with the constant, right? So this is one important point here. So how we can configure and define. So that means const will allow only initialization. So this is invalid. Const will allow only initialization. This is valid. Even you try to assign some another value into it, this is invalid. Right? That is about the constants, how you can configure the constants. So constant, read only, both are not same, right? So that is basic difference between var, let and const. In different examples you will see them. Later in different examples you will see how to handle them, how do we work with them. Next important, one more about variables you need to know about is you have to know about global scope. Global scope for variable. Global scope for variable is nothing but you can declare a variable. So if you declare, if you declare a variable, declare a variable outside function. If you declare the variable outside function, then it is global. Global. Anything you can use. You can use var, or you can use let, or you can use const. Many times people sometimes in websites, some websites will tell you that var is for global variable, let constants are not global. That's all rubbish. So var, let, const, all are global. Global, that doesn't depends on which keyword you are using. Global depends on where you are declaring, right? Can you declare a global variable with constant? Yes. Can you declare a global variable with let? Yes. But you said that these are block scoped. Of course, block scoped. If I put global, that global becomes its block. Understood? If you put global, global becomes its block. If you put in a block, that block will be that block. Right? That means suppose you are defining here some, this is function 1 and we have function 2. Two functions are there. We are accessing function 1 and function 2. And here important is you declare var x equal to 10, declare or initialize or do anything. So let y is equal to 20, constant z is equal to 30. All are global. All are global only. You can access, suppose I said document dot write function 1 x, y, z values. So we want to access them and use them. Then just roughly here I will put here x plus comma, so the y and plus comma. Later you learn shortcut techniques. So z, just y and z. Okay, like this we are defining. Same in function 2 also we are using the same. Let's put a line break after this. That means you can see those are available in both functions. Function 1 is able to access, function 2 also able to access. Both are able to access. That means global variable depends on where you declare. It doesn't depends on which keyword you are using. That means If you want a variable to be accessed anywhere, then you declare global across all functions. Global can be var or let or const. Then what is difference? You know already. Var allows to reassign again, reinitialize again, shadowing, hoisting. Let will not allow shadowing and hoisting, and it will not allow to even redeclare, right? Shadowing means that redeclaring. Constant will not allow to assign. It is only initialize. But all are global variables. Global variable depends on where you declare. In some interviews, they ask the question like, can we declare a variable inside function and make it global? Of course, you can do that. You can declare a variable inside function and make it global. So that can be done by using JavaScript window object. By using JavaScript window object, you can do it. We can handle that by using the JavaScript window object. We can do it by using JavaScript window. That means the question asked here is, suppose I have a variable declared here where suppose msg is equal to hello, right? Now I can access that here. Document dot write f1 message, function 1 message. We can access that message here. Same I am trying to access here. So here f2 message, function 2 message. Now the question, is it possible to access in function 2? It is not possible actually. You see function 2, function 1 hello is coming, function 2 hello is not coming. Why? Because you declared using var inside. It is available only inside. Now question asked in interview is how to make it accessible outside. By declaring inside only. Declare inside only, but make it accessible outside. Then we have to use that by using window.msg. This is used to declare a global variable inside function so that it is accessible to outside also. So if anyone asks, can we declare a global variable inside function? Yes, you can do if you are using HTML, because HTML provides a window object DOM, and that window object allows to access. Right? You can see here, it will display that it is available. F2 message also hello. I'll just put a break here, so it will display that message also. It is accessible outside. But we are not using var or let or constant. We are using window. So we can have a global variable inside the function. That is possible by using this. This is how we can configure the variables, global variables. Now another important variable naming. Basic rules are, when you are naming a variable, so some important points like variable naming, you should know that name must start with alphabet or underscore. So name can have numbers and special characters, can have numbers and special characters. Name can have numbers and special characters. It can have numbers and special characters, but it cannot start with number. So or other special characters. It can start with only one special character, that is underscore. So that means no spaces, and no periods. Periods are nothing but dot, no spaces, no dots. So when you are defining variable, length must be maximum 255 characters long, not more than that, as per ECMA standards. It cannot be more than 255 characters long. So variables, when you are naming, you have to make sure that all these rules are followed. Right? Variable name can start with underscore, some price. It can have some price, underscore, suppose 2022, like this. It can have like price 2022, like this. But it cannot start with number, only alphabet or underscore. Now the point is, what is the meaning of underscore? Actually, developers point is, as per developers rule tradition, underscore means that, it means that need to implement. If you give any name starting with underscore, it means that it requires further implementation. That means its functionality is not final. We just declared it, later we do some modifications to it, we do some customizations to it. That means it needs further implementation. Developers use this underscore as a tradition to name the variables, to tell other developers that this needs further implementation. Otherwise, you don't need to do that, right? So why the underscore is used as a tradition? To tell the developers that it needs further implementation. This is all the naming related rules, how we can configure the rules and define. Right? This is all about the variables. Now, another important, after understanding variables, we have another concept, that is how we can use the data types, that we will see next session. Data types. We will take doubts today from the people online, offline. If you have any doubts, we will clarify those doubts today. Okay, then in the next session, we will continue. Tomorrow we'll continue. Okay, right. So if you have any doubts, you can stay, or otherwise you can leave. Tomorrow we'll continue.
you.